Hello, dear YouTube. Didn't expect my voice to be so cold. I'm here to share with you the recent story, and I decided that I'm gonna probably name and title this video either How I Lost Weight or My Recent Weight Loss Story. And I want to stop by on this topic because I think it's very natural this time of the year in the winter time to experience some kind of fatigue and a little bit of the depression. If you're wondering why I'm talking this way, it's because I have a new retainer on my upper teeth that looks like so, and I believe that I haven't shared this news on this channel yet. I'm sure that my Instagram viewers, my friends, do know that I'm wearing a retainer which you can take off and take on, but the reason why I decided to stay in it for this video is because I want to be 100% true and natural with you, and this is how I go about almost every other day. I rarely take it off because I want it to work completely 100% well. That's why I'm wearing that. You guys, maybe some of you know that in Russia we have a tradition of having long weekends that starts after we celebrate the New Year. For us, we celebrate the New Year on the 31st of December and the night on the 1st of January of each year. And it happens so that prior this day we normally have a day off, and after this day we also have about 10 straight days off, the whole country. Of course, we do not take into the consideration the people who work in the pharmacies or in the hospitals, in the I don't know about the kindergartens, but at schools the kids have days off. I know that for sure. But of course, people who work in the metropolitan or they run our buses and electro buses in the city, they have to work because the city has to stay alive. Why I'm talking about this is because most of the people, especially government workers, this time of the year stay at home, and we have a tradition of having some leftovers stocked in the fridges after the celebration party of the New Year evening. And it's so that many families still enjoy some of the things that they got to buy as food delicatesses right after the celebration and starting from these days off, going into the whole week of weekends. This is why we have a saying that because of this long period of having days off, like a long 10-day weekend basically, we tend to gain some weight. And you guys, I have to be honest with you, I remember that this holiday season, I really spent a couple of my mornings having just a cup of coffee and a piece of chocolate pie, not pie, but like a cake. You know, that yes, the cake would be the more perfect word for that because it was sweet. The pie has some kind of white stuff in it, and this was more like a chocolate thing. I also remember that I did have some days when I would eat late in the evening and I would have some meat delicacies or something salty or something sweet, and I would let myself drink a lot of cups of tea throughout the day. And I even remember that I did have several days when I had coffee twice or even 3 times a day. You guys, I talk long, I'm sorry, please bear with me. So this led me to a little bit coming into the state of the loss of shape. If we take the days, I mean starting from the week before the new year and the week after the new year. As I am recording making this particular video. I am in the 23rd of January 2022, so you can understand that the weekends are over 2 weeks ago. And this is the topic of the story, what I had to do for the last 10 days, and to be more correct, the last 2 weeks. Something got into my mind. Maybe it was the effect that my mom's words had on me when she said that she thinks that I've gained some weight. I have to be honest with you guys. I totally understand that if we talk about the gain of weight, we go into such categories of weight gain as the weight of the lady or a gentleman that goes far beyond 60 kilograms, which is 125 pounds. And it normally states that the person who says that he is overweight, it looks like something that comes to 70, 80, 90, 100 and over that figure kilograms. You know, I have always tried to be in shape, and for the last couple years I did pretty good job at sticking to my sport routine. But starting from the I would say even the beginning of December, we faced a new problem when our gym at work was locked and it is going through renovation right now. Our personal trainer tried to adjust to our new circumstances and tried to visit us at work, me and two of my other fellows from the university, and we tried to exercise in a small auditorium where normally at the university we have lectures of various kinds. So we would block the auditorium, bring some simple equipment and basically do some cardio, not so cardio, some weight exercises, and we would do something like calisthenics, but not so much. We would just lift and do push-ups. We would have a few things that we would put on the floor that it will be perfect to do some exercises on the floor. And we did have a few weights, but very few, so all of us had to make around the weights. So when one of us was exercising, other two of us were resting, and that was possible. And we did that for 1, 2, or 3 meetings with our personal trainer, but he wasn't very happy about the atmosphere and the location, and the fact that he had to deal with just 3 of us, while normally he has much more clients at our gym, when he has like 5, 6 clients per day, and this was a reduction of the salary for him. So we agreed on friendly terms to stop for a period while the gym is being renovated. Me and my fellows, we did meet 2 or 3 times even afterwards and tried to work out by ourselves without our personal trainer. So we would cheer each other up and we would imagine some exercises that we knew, and the workouts went by pretty well. We would stick to the regime of 1 hour twice a day, rarely 3 times a day. I think we did 2 weeks twice a day, and then we stopped. And then the New Year celebration came in, and those long holidays that I've just mentioned at the beginning of this video. You guys, so I started to notice that my weight was a little bit gaining, and I have to open up. My weight before that was about 55.5 kilograms, which is almost ideal for my height, which is a little bit more than 165 centimeters. You guys, I'm sorry, I have to look up how much is that in inches and in feet and inches, foot and inches. So I know exactly in centimeters. I'm a little bit over 165, sometimes I'm 166, but sometimes I'm 164 and a half. It depends, I don't know. It's true, sometimes they measure me and they say you're 164, otherwise they say they're 166. So it's all very interesting. So let's take 165. So if we stick to the Russian plan, how to categorize what weight is perfect for you, you just have to forget about 100, stick to the number that goes after 100 and delete the number 10. This way you will get your perfect weight. So if I am 165, we forget about 100 and we delete 10, we get 55. So my weight was 55 and a half, which is pretty good. It's like perfect. After that, on holidays, I did some traveling in the Moscow area where I visited my mom in the place where she stayed for a few days after the New Year celebration at a beautiful forest and water place, but frozen in the winter time with a lot of snow. I did get there by train by myself and stay with her overnight. And the very next day, I traveled to my other friend's house, which is on the opposite direction. And I took another train from a different railway station in Moscow. We have several railway stations that take direction in to the north, to the south, to the east, and to the west. So I went to the east side of the Moscow area. I traveled for about 1 hour and 20 minutes or something like that. But if we take into consideration that the time that I had to take to get to the railway station, it took another 50 minutes. So it was something interesting. And me and my friends, ladies friends, we stayed at the dinner for a long time, and we had a lot of tea, we had a lot of sweet things. So it came to the fact that I gained 3 kilos. But for me, you guys, 3 kilos is pretty dangerous. I freaked out when I stood on the weights and I saw 57 and 600 grams. 57 kilos and 600 grams. I've never weighted this much for as long as I remember. Even when I was at the States as an exchange student in Portland, Oregon, when I was 16, 17, maybe my weight was around 60. Maybe it was like 58. But that time I was a different complexion and I knew that I've gained like 5-7 kilos those days back when I was a high school student. But in this reality, this really, how to say, made me stop and think that, wow, what do I want to do next? What is that I want to go forward to? Do I keep on eating this way that I eat? I realized that my routine wasn't the best, and I put too much pressure on my body. So you guys, I took it slowly but firmly when I just deleted sugar and all of the sweet things. So now we go into the phase where I share with you how I lost that weight. And I bring it to the fact that right now, this day and yesterday, I weighed 53 kilos and 400 grams. That means that I've lost about 3.5 kilos, almost 4 kilos, but pretty quickly in the range of 2 weeks. And you guys, yes, my strength wasn't weak, it was quite strong. But you guys, I faced with quite a lot of discomfort making this move. So what I did, I forgot about sugar and sweets. For the first 3 days, I even forgot about meat. I ate a little bit of fish in these days. I will go into the regime a little bit later, but just to mention some of the things that I did. I forgot about coffee for the last week. I forgot even about tea with sugar and lemon. I didn't take much of the things that we call kalbasa, which is like meat things, meat delicatesses. And I tried to make my food choices as easy as possible. For the first couple of days, I would have oatmeals every morning. But what was more, I would say, effective, and my goal was not just to lose weight, I wanted my stomach to get as flat as possible. And I know one secret that I want to share with you guys that works 100%. I had to move my diet into such a way that I would drink water prior having food. Maybe you heard this recommendation from your doctor. Please drink a cup of warm water before you will have lunch or dinner, and do it 3 minutes prior you have your main course of meals. So you guys, I really stick to this routine. So what I would do is when I would wake up, I would drink 1, 2, sometimes 3 cups of warm, even hot water with lemon. But then I would put away this cup. I would finish the glass or a cup, and for 20, but more often 30 minutes, I wouldn't eat anything. That was pretty difficult, to tell you the truth, because I had to, how to say, force myself not to grab an apple or a tangerine, mandarin, or something sweet that was in the kitchen. But I tried my best, and this gave good results. What I started to see is that I also started to implement how they call it, the um, intermittent fasting, I think they call it. So for the last 3 days, you guys, I would finish my last meal at 5, 6, the latest 7 o'clock. I would even try to make it 4:30, and I would try my best not to drink or not to eat for till the next morning. I have to tell you guys that that was pretty intense, because I still had to do some routines. This was not the days off any longer, and I had to spend time at work, and I did have extracurricular activities, and I even added some sports activities for the last 2 weeks when I started to attend dance classes in downtown Moscow, twice a week for 1 hour. That looks more like a cardio dance, quite intense dance, where I would sweat and had my heart kind of go up beat. So that was that. And you guys, so what I did, just to, how to say, conclude my speech, is that I would always take water or any liquid, but I would say that I had a chance and a possibility to forget about coffee, tea, and juices. I just stick to warm hot water with lemon. I would have that prior the main course. Prior, that means 30 minutes before having the main course, and I wouldn't drink anything while having the main course of dishes. So I wouldn't eat and drink, I would just eat, but I would drink before having food, but before meaning 30 minutes prior. You might say that that might be crazy, you guys, but I did get the result, and my stomach became very, very flat. And when I would come back home at 9, 10, 11, I would really want to eat. But I would do my very best even not to have snack before the bedtime. At night, I would sometimes wake up because my tummy was hungry, but the results started to come pretty fast. And after the first week, I lost about 1.5 or even 2 kilos. And later on, I would lose like 400 grams, even like 300 grams daily. And right now, as of now, yesterday and today, my weight is lower than 54 kilograms. It's closer to 53. It's like 53 and 4, 53 and 1.1. On the other hand, you guys, I'm going through the period when I'm a little bit cold. So I had my nose congested, and I wasn't feeling very well for the last week, and I was taking some natural supplements and tablets to make my nose feel better. So all of that in complex, I felt very enthusiastic having my body reshaping into a more slimmer body, but at the same time I felt a little bit weak. And as of now, I do confess that I think that my fatigue state, as of now I'm talking to you, might be connected with me really reducing my diet to a very small one. And my portions were also small, you guys. I haven't mentioned that, but my portions were pretty small, and I would basically have at most 3 intakes of food. More, it would look like 2 intakes of food per day. And in the evening, I would eliminate coffee, tea, water. I would try even not to drink much water in the evening, and not to eat anything at all until the next morning after 6, 7 o'clock. This was my results, you guys. Maybe I'm not the healthiest at the moment. I look at myself and I like what I see. Maybe in the next video I'll show you my body, or if you want I can show you the result. I'm in the sports clothes, but look at the stomach and at the waist. It looks pretty slim. I'm not gonna show you my belly button. It is covered with my yoga pants, but you can see that I even have some muscles going through that, but I haven't exercised much. I was just sticking to a diet. This is the shape from the side and from the back. This is how it looks from this point. So you see, I reduced anything that had to do with this kind of stomach, and it became really flat, and my skin also became more supple and more, how to say, slim. My hands lost a little bit of weight, my legs also became a little bit firmer and look a little bit more skinny. You guys, I just shared with you my story. This is not the last video that I'm gonna upload, and I will keep you updated. So as for me, what I see for the future, you guys, if I start eating back more food, I might gain all of the weight back. If I stop exercising, I might lose shape a little bit. If I stick to this diet, I might lose weight too much, and it looks like I might come to the point where I will weigh 50 kilos. So not wanting these two extremes, I'll try to keep you updated, and I will try and promise you to make the healthiest choices that I can. I totally confess that I try to do the healthiest choices at the cafeteria at work. I would take the best food but in small portions. The best, I mean, I would take more expensive salad with some Greek things and stuff. I would take good fish, or when I permitted myself to eat some meat, I would take a good piece of chicken or something like that, and very simple vegetables. I would normally not take soups these days, and I wouldn't take anything like rice or macaronis or something like that. No, I would focus on good protein and some veggies and a little bit of fruits and water before having food, before meaning 30 minutes before having the main course. That was that. Love you guys. Take a good care. Bye bye.